Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you. What's up? You really like that? Let's shut up and grind some tape. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on a fabulous Friday morning over here. I don't know how or when this caught you. I hope it caught you in a good time. We've got our NFL draft series coming out over the next several weeks. Going to take a look at all of these top quarterbacks. Went into this with our pre-film rankings, okay? Cam Ward sitting at number 1 and Sheduer Sander sitting at number 2. I'm not going to re-rank these guys until the very end, Jonathan, because I'm sure there's going to be some more surprises. But I've seen a lot of Sheduer Sanders football over the last 3 or 4 years since he's been, a name to be paying attention to at the quarterback position. And it always happens, good or bad, right? I go into watching years of TV footage and maybe a couple all-22 games here and there if I have to watch it for a big football game and prepare you guys on the channel. But when we really get to player evals, singular player deep dives like this, my perceptions of football players tend to change. I tend to like Sheduer Sanders a whole hell of a lot more than I thought I was going to. I'm going to be honest. And it comes from a statement that I said last night on our live stream. If you're not watching our live streams, you need to. They're good stuff, okay? About Cam Ward. I said, if we have 35 dropbacks on any given Sunday, 20 to 25 of those require us to be successful, to play within the system, to play on time, to be accurate with the football, to make good, solid, sound decisions based on what the defense is allowing us to take. And then maybe 10 to 12 of those are us having to be dynamic and extending plays or making a very unique throw or a tight window throw and being special, right? But majority of the plays are us being down-to-down disciplined, and that was an error or a lack of down-to-down discipline in the Cam Ward study that we identified, right? And to be honest with you, Jonathan, this fitting to be a palate cleanser is what this is. This film from Sheduer Sanders that we're about to watch against K-State, okay, and all of his games, to be honest with you, you don't complete the amount of balls that he did at the rate that he did in college without being a great decision maker on a down-to-down basis. And Jonathan, if you're looking for him to push it when he needs to push it, I feel like he maximizes the yardage. Here's the deal. This guy takes negative sacks. His positional and pocket awareness has a lot of work to be done. He will run into rushers. He'll run right into them. You'll see this on the film study today, and he will not just take 5, 6, 7-yard sacks. He's going to take drive killers. He's going to take sacks in this film study, okay, that might as well be turnovers. They kill drives, okay? Something you cannot do on the NFL level. He will certainly have to clean it up. But I'm going to tell you, I like this a whole hell of a lot more than I thought I was going to. And I hope you enjoy it as well, okay? We got a couple of rules around here. If you learn anything about the game of football, you must subscribe. If you learn anything about your favorite football team, you must subscribe. And if you have any fun today at all, you must subscribe. Hey, we got a saying around here. Let's shut up and let's grind the tape. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you are new to the network, appreciate you for being here. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you're wondering, hey, who's this guy talking to me today? Why should I listen to him? My name is Brooks Austin. I'm the director of recruiting for Sports Illustrated. Played a little bit of college football in my day. I love talking ball. I love coaching ball. My hope here today is to educate you a little bit, but definitely entertain you, okay? So let's get after it. We're going to open it up. Play number 3. Now, Jonathan, it has been said, by the way, this is Jonathan over here. I know I say his name all the time, but that's him right there. Jonathan, it's been talked about that this Colorado football team cannot run the ball. We ain't going to show you a single run clip today, but there's a reason. They can't run the ball. It's been talked about. It was not talked about enough. These guys are terrible at running the ball, all right? This team and this quarterback lives in 2nd and 12. Because they just can't run the ball. All right, and when we're in 2nd and 12 and we can't run the ball, what's that mean? We're automatically going to get
behind schedule.
We're going to get behind schedule. We're going to get exotic pressures. We're going to get a lot of offensive linemen in a back pedal. All right, teams are going to start hunting us. We're going to give up a lot of pressure. We're going to give up a lot of sacks. All right, and we're going to get a lot of zone drop coverage. All right, soft zone coverage. All right, or at least soft man coverage because they know you're throwing the football. All right, let's start with play number 3. Okay, now this is 3rd and 7, Jonathan. 3rd and 7, and we here are fresh off of watching Cam Ward. And 3rd and 7, we give you an option early, or the defense straight bails. He gonna hold on to the football. That's what we saw yesterday. He's trying to make every big play, all right, most of the time, unless the coordinator's screaming in his ear. This is something we did not see yesterday, all right? 3rd and 7, we're going to put the ball short of the sticks because it was the answer given to us, right? If we hold on to the ball right now, Jonathan, there is nothing driving down the field creating very much space, right? We're not going to try to fit those into the tight window when we have a window available to us out here prior to the sticks. And guess what? The other thing I love about this guy, the ball placement on this cat, tremendous. You do not lead the nation in completion percentage, which I believe he did this year. You do not lead the nation or finish in the top 5 in completion percentage or completing north of 74% of your balls without having elite ball placement. And that translates to the next level because windows get tighter, all right? He did lead the nation in completion percentage. Now, I don't love that we punt the football here, but I also love that we didn't take a sack on the first possession, all right, and we're playing a little bit ahead of the sticks. We are on time, rather. We would have converted a first down had we not averaged 1.5 yards a carry on the first 2 totes of this football game against K-State. Let's take a look at the throw and stroke. Don't know how to classify this one, Jonathan. I think lower body-wise, he is a rotation or a linear thrower. See how we're leaning back into our body, all right? But from the upper half, we're kind of straight down the midline. I don't know what to do with this throw motion, to be honest with you. Here's what I love about it, though. Consistent. It is the same stroke every single time unless he needs to adapt because there's rush in front of him. If we need to change the arm angle, you're going to see this today, he will do so. But I think the reason he's so consistent and so accurate is because the stroke remains the same unless it needs to be altered. This is not a guy that midway through the 4th quarter, the mechanics are going to fall apart, all right? This is a muscle memory bound thrower. I think he's sudden and he's accurate as well. Now, he certainly lacks the top-end athleticism that a lot of people are looking for nowadays in their quarterback play, okay? But when an opportunity presents itself early on in the formation or early on in the concept, he's going to hit it, right? I watched last night, like some quarterbacks are probably going to wait for this deep over to clear, and they're going to try to rip this on 1st and 10. It's P and 10 for him. It's the first play of the possession. His brain, his football brain tells him we want to be ahead of the sticks. We want to be on time. We want to start being efficient on P and 10 because that's the most important play of the possession. I would have loved to see him hit Jimmy Horn here, certainly would, but in his early progression, all right, the running back presented himself. What I also love about this, Jonathan, look what he looks at after, I think he did. Never mind, I thought he was looking at this deep over, checking himself after he completed that ball to the running back. So I'm talking about with Sutton, as soon as he realizes, gets his feet right into the ground and he's out. Let's see if we can time this release right here. Hands just broke. We're at 3.93, Jonathan. Hands just broke. Ball is out right here at 4.17. So 3.93 to 4.17 is about 3.8. Okay, about 3.9, something like that. Really, really quick in the release. Now, this is 3rd down right here. Coming up on play 8, it's 3rd and 7. I think it's a big-time throw is what the notes say. All right? Big-time throw right here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's not completed, but I love it. Look at where this ball ends up, all right? And then we'll talk about the pressure. He gets a 5-man pressure. The nickel comes from depth right here, all right? Now, if the nickel comes from depth, we're hot off him. Reason being, we've probably identified the 5 in the box as who we are taking. I don't know if they got a free release from the back or not, but nonetheless, we're taking the 5 inside the box, meaning if this guy comes, we're hot off him at the quarterback position. If that other outside linebacker comes, we're hot off him, meaning we have nobody to block him. So he's going to rush from space. We got to get the ball out before he gets us. All right. Now, I love the fact that we stand in here. All right. We stand in here. We take this shot. We take the hit. All right. And look where this ball ends up. Honestly, I think in the NFL, that's a touchdown. Okay. I do think this is a touchdown. I love the ball placement, but I really love the fact that we hang in here, man. We don't avoid hits from Sheduer Sanders. We're going to take them all, and we're still going to deliver strikes. And why does this matter? Well, it matters because every pocket collapses on Sundays, man. Every pocket cannot be backed up out of. Every pocket needs to likely be stepped up into unless there's a defensive tackle in front of our face. And guess what? They're going to get us with exotics. All right, they're going to hit us on Sunday. They're going to get to us, and they don't protect us as much on Sundays, all right, sometimes at the quarterback position as they do in college. There is no targeting on Sundays. They might throw the flag, but they ain't going to kick the guy out of there. They're going to fine him, all right? So we got to play a lot tougher on Sundays than we do on Saturdays. If you don't believe me, ask Anthony Richardson. This dude plays tough, man. He plays tough in every football game I watch of him. This is a terrible bust by K-State right here. I think they run mesh. No. They just run a little arrow right here from the back, or from this little H back, or a wide receiver lined up as an H. Run a little hook right here. Nobody runs with him. Ends up as a touchdown. I don't know why I left that on there, Jonathan, other than to just, I mean, if you give him a wide open dude, he knows to hit it, I guess. Great job. All right. Now, this is one of these plays where, he feels like he's got forever, okay? He feels like he's got forever. But you know what he doesn't do, Jonathan? He doesn't just float to float. He's going to maintain pocket integrity. All right. If we start to float back, or if we start to float out this way, guess what? We're allowing that defensive end to run to his leverage. Okay. We're going to do some of this later as a quarterback. We're going to run into some rushers, and it's going to look like negative stuff, and we're going to talk about that, and he's got to clean it up for sure. But I do see a willingness to at least hold the pocket integrity as long as possible. I also love this as well. I do think there is some general situational awareness. We do feel bodies around us while keeping our eyes downfield, all right, making that backside defensive end rush, and then getting upfield and picking up some yardage, all right? But here's the deal. This guy ain't some elite athlete. I think if we make him run a 40, he's about a 4.85 runner, okay? But he's big. You can see it on film. He is a big, thick individual. See what I mean? We hold that thing as long as we can inside the pocket. It's one thing to hold the football. It's another to do so with pocket integrity, allowing our offensive line, the one time they actually do hold up, to continue to hold up. Plays really accurate and on script, guys. They're going to hit these meshes a couple of times in this football game, all right? And he's going to understand that I'm going to have to buy time. All right, I'm going to have to buy time and get this ball out to this mesh route right here. I think this is, I don't know this personnel very well. Is that Travis? That is Travis, okay? I know I'm going to get Travis on this little drag route right here. I got to get him. I got to get the ball to him and wait long enough to get it to him. The other thing about these, I really do think he needs to be in a run after the catch offense, okay? Because all these runners, all these balls across his face, digs, drags, slants, all these things that require the ball to be right where it needs to be for the wide receiver to run after the catch, he's excellent in these. The worst miss you're going to see today is him put it on the body of a wide receiver instead of put it on his face out in front of him. And you're going to see these wide receivers from Colorado, they catch these things in stride, man. They never have to break stride and slow down, and it really increases their odds of making something happen after the catch. Now, this seems really boring. This seems really boring after watching what we watched yesterday, but I love this, okay? The hitch is covered. We got someone up underneath and over the top of the corner route. Everything about what they just did on 1st and 10 tells us to do what? Check the ball down. So we're going to check the ball down. And yeah, we end up at 2nd and 10 because the back can't make somebody miss. But let's give him the opportunity to make somebody miss. You know what I'm saying? Let's not try to force this ball into this window or work backside, because God knows we're dead on the backside over here. We're standing flat on a hitch route. We designed this concept to hopefully beat this zone coverage down here. We didn't. Okay, they covered it. They bailed out. Let's check the ball down. Again, seems boring. I think it's refreshing because this is what is required on Sundays. I do think it's required to be down-to-down discipline, to just take what they give you sometimes and not try to hunt too much. And I love where his eyes are to start the snap. Look, he's looking right at those zone defenders. He's not looking at his wide receivers. He's looking to see what those defenders do. Are they bailing? They're bailing. All right, so what do? I immediately click down, get the ball out to my back right now. All right, so he can be boring, and then he can do this, okay? I think we get a deep dig over here into a really tight window. All right, we get a bender right here from Travis, I think, into a really tight window. We got this guy breaking in on the ball. We got a guy behind him and an underneath defender, and this ball's ripped, okay? I saw some people questioning his arm strength. Look, I don't think he's got some world-class arm. I don't think he's Josh Allen. I don't think he's Pat Mahomes. Hell, I don't think he's Cam Ward, okay? But do you have to be? Do you have to be? It seems like nowadays you have, like most people think you have to be. All right, but I'm pretty sure Joe Burrow just led the league in passing yardage. Is that correct? Pretty sure Joe Burrow just led the league in passing yardage. Nobody includes Joe Burrow in those conversations of, oh my God, look how well he throws the ball. He's accurate, makes great decisions, and he competes his balls off. Saturday, Sunday. Every day he's there and he's accurate, he's dependable, and he's consistent. That's what this guy is, all right? I think we protect our wide receiver here as well. I really do. We get that ball down. We allow him to slide. We allow him to get away from that big hit from that backside zone defender. We throw him a runner right here. That nose is going down as soon as it comes out of his hand, Jonathan. This is intentionally thrown low, in my opinion. Okay? If we throw that ball at his face like we do every other dig and every other slant and every other bender that you're going to see today, that guy is going to get murdered. All right, we cannot do that. We got to stop him right now and throw him to the ground. That's a great job right there of telling your wide receiver, hey, you finna get hit. Okay, get down. Some people might look at that and say, oh, he missed low. This guy does. I don't think he misses, okay? He's going to elevate one ball later, and it's because he's got a defender at his shins, all right? All right, I'm 21 plays in, and at this point, I'm saying I'm all about this, okay? Yeah, wait till you see it from the tight. Look at this, all right? Look, I don't know. Does it happen on Sundays? Does he get run down? I don't know. Does this defensive tackle run him down on Sundays? Maybe. Does this number 41 close the space at a much higher rate on Sundays? 100%. But is this deep over running faster on Sundays? Maybe. You see what I'm saying? Like, we can do this. Is it translatable all day? Granted, that is Travis Hunter. Again, what I'm talking about with the ball placement, we're moving left. We're throwing back across our body, all right? And we're going to put this ball right where it needs to be for him to run perfectly in stride after the catch. All right? I love accuracy. I really do. I think it's accuracy and decision-making are quarterback play. All right, all the other stuff is physical intangibles when we have to create outside the system. But I don't know if y'all pay attention to how much they pay these coordinators on Sunday. The system's pretty damn good on all 32 teams. It's really about executing within the system, okay? Now, they're not all great, but they're pretty damn good. So we see that, and I do think he is a limited athlete, all right? I do think so. This number 45 or whoever this is from K-State, I don't know if 41 is going to play on Sundays. I think 45 is actually the one who runs him down. Jonathan, before I get shit on by K-State fans watching this, Google number 45. Let's find out some bios on him. Let's see if he's some all Big 12 guy. Maybe he is. Maybe I'm incorrect. But I don't know how long 45 is going to be playing football, all right? And he runs Sheduer Sanders down, all right? And I know Sheduer tries to give him a little move there, but that's Sac City on Sunday. Watch 45 turn out to be some all Big 12 dude. Now he needs to stop. He needs to stop training with the homie Cam, because this is a Cam Ward clip right here, all right? And this is all young quarterbacks. I don't know who started this. I think it's Bryce Young, to be honest with you. I don't know who started this idea of, and maybe Mahomes. Hey, let's just float backwards. Let's just go back. When we get to the top of our drop, if nothing's open, let's just keep floating. Let's turn this 7-yard drop into a 12-yard drop. I've never loved it. I don't like it. I do believe that the pocket is certainly collapsing, right? They're getting beat on a twist right here. There's really no place for him to step up. So I understand why we're taking the sack. I also understand why we're holding the football. It's 3rd and 7. Do we have intel on 45?
Yeah, I don't see anything for 2024, but in 2023, he was an honorable mention for Big 12 Defensive Freshman of the Year.
Oh, so he's a young cat. So it's a sophomore film for my man right here.
Yeah.
So maybe 45 does have an elongated, pro football career. My B, about 235 pounds.
242.
Yeah, he thickums. He big Mike, not a Will.
Austin Romaine.
Austin Romaine. See, is there a chance that we could step up here and hit this right here? I think so. I don't know. Can't keep floating, though. That's the point of that clip right there. I don't like these cues that float. But the ball placement, man, the ball placement on this cat is Dub City. Absolutely dubs. All right? I think it's the worst ball he throws on one of these deep overs or drags. All right? That's the first ball we didn't see out in front of this guy. It's on his body. All right? That's a miss for him. And you can see what I'm saying with regards to the arm talent. He's got a rusher coming off of his backside right here, and he feels that. So he's going to kind of lean into this one and flick it. So he's good enough with the arm talent to not. I feel like Mahomes messed everybody up, Jonathan. Everybody wants one of these cool. Oh, watch how I throw this screen. Ooh, watch how I avoid this rusher and stand on one foot. I think everyone loves this stuff. I really do. But again, that's him. He does that stuff, right? I don't feel like Josh Allen does all this fun stuff. Josh is physically daunting. He's 6'5", he's 245, he's fast, right? He can rip balls everywhere. He's got one of the strongest arms of the world and has become far more talented with it as he's developed into a rotational thrower. But if we can just do enough with the arm, if we can just be creative enough to avoid rushes like that, then we're good enough, man, as long as we're accurate and down-to-down disciplined. Now, I thought this ball was a little bit late upon first watch. All right, they're running flood into the boundary over here. They're trying to run, they're trying to take the point man up here, take number 4, run him out towards the sideline, then down, and then take the last guy and wheel him as well, right? FIB, flood into the boundary with the ball in the middle of the field right here. And number 4 is ultimately going to come wide open against this cover 3. Okay, here's number 4. Now, this ball looks like it should be thrown as soon as he breaks out of this. And I thought at first the ball might be a little bit late, Jonathan, okay, because we certainly stop him, all right, and the safety's right there. However, watch this wide receiver. Make sure we're in 2 right here. Okay, this wide receiver has clearly been coached to run this, all right, get vertical, all right, run with your eyes outward. He's clearly turning this way, or turning with his eyes to the right. So he's not prepared for a football, all right. Now we're going to bend and then turn our head around. So now the ball is ready to be tracked. The ball is ready to be seen. Look at what the quarterback's doing right now, Jonathan. The ball has just now left his fingertips. So we physically cannot play more on time than that right there, all right. And as far as the ball not being thrown in a running form, the reason being, we're protecting him from the safety, okay? We're not trying to get him killed. We're trying to stop him in that zone coverage right there. Now he had a great wide receiver core. Had the cat from Vanderbilt transfer over. Will Shepard transfer over, who I always thought was an NFL football player. Obviously, Travis, Jimmy Horn was hurt a good bit of the year, but had number 10 as well. Got great wide receivers. Huh? Maybe Webster, I thought was his last name. But anyways, had a good wide receiver core. But I'd venture to say they didn't have a lot of drops. And the reason being, I think he throws a really catchable football. He throws a really tight spiral, all right, and throws with tremendous touch and layering of the ball. And obviously the ball placement is tremendous as well. That helps with the lack of drops.
LaJohntay
Webster. Like, guys, his sack totals were terrible, right? And most people blame it on offensive line play and the quarterback holding the ball too long. And I do think there is some of the propensity to do that from this guy. At least going into the studies, that's what I was expecting to see. I was expecting to see a lot of, oh, dude, get rid of the ball. That's why you took that sack. No, buddy, we took this sack because the right tackle's getting beat like a redheaded stepchild, period, point blank. Okay, watch this. We get to the top of our drop right now. Boom, we're at the top of our drop. What are we supposed to do? You know what I mean? What are we supposed to do? Where are we supposed to check the ball down, Jonathan? We're supposed to know that we're getting pressure off the top of our drop, and we're supposed to rip this right now? As soon as we get there, we got to be ready? I guess that's what we got to play with at this point in the season, and maybe we criticize them for that. We also definitely can create a negative right here if we wanted to in terms of a draft profile, because, yeah, it would be ideal for us to draft an athlete that can make that guy miss. Okay, because on Sundays, there's going to be free rushers. Okay, so you're going to have to be able to make defensive ends miss. But apart from Lamar, apart from Josh, apart from maybe Pat occasionally every once in a while, I don't know how many guys are making free first-round defensive ends miss when they get a speed rush whipped like that. Definitely can't take that negative of a sack, though. If we're going to make a miss, we got to make a miss up in the pocket. Right? We got to step up, make him miss. But, hey, how are we supposed to do that, guys? All right, they're trying to leak the back right here. All right, they've been getting a bunch of zone coverage from these guys. They're trying to run the running back down the sideline on the wheel. All right, what I love about him is not only, I love about a lot of quarterbacks. I love when the quarterback knows why the coach called the play. You know what I mean? Why coach is doing what he's doing. When he's up in the box, we don't have time to really explain it to you, but we're on the same page. And when we call this play right here, Jonathan, watch how quickly we get to this running back. We're going to keep our eyes down the middle of the field. Then we're going to click right. We clicked right. We already know, hey, the linebacker has ran now. That flat defender has ran with the running back. Boom. We're immediately going to our check down, okay? And we're going to stop him, turn him back inside, and allow him to run up the field, okay, and hopefully pick up some yardage here on 2nd and 20 so we can get into a manageable 3rd and 12, okay? You can really watch it from the back. See how quickly he clicks off of that running back wheel. I think he's got his eyes peeked out of the corner of his one of those, you know? Try to keep our eyes down the middle of the field while peeking over here. I mean, watch the right tackle in this H-back. I don't know if the H-back thinks he's got this off-standing linebacker. I don't know what's going on right here. But I don't know how we have a right tackle and an attached H to protect our speed rushed edge, and we still get whipped. That's grounding, Bubba. That's grounding. But again, I don't like this. I don't like this being our first initial response. It's panic. I think Kirby Smart said this the best. We got to find quarterbacks that can step up through the smoke. There's a lot more, especially on Sundays, there's a lot more voids and a lot more vacancies in between the tackles than there is around them. You're not going to outrun defensive ends. I think what Mahomes does best is watch a right tackle get beat with a speed rush and then step right in B gap and then get flat down the line of scrimmage, extend, make a play. We got to be doing that stuff, all right? We can't go backwards to get vertical. We got to go vertical to get flat. That's what we got to do as a quarterback to extend plays. We got to get rid of this. Okay, this is a super negative. I think we have two negatives right now. We are not a supreme athlete. We are definitely not, all right? We are a good enough athlete, but we are not supreme. We are a good enough thrower of the football. Some people will say that's a negative. We're not an elite thrower of the football, but we have elite accuracy. All right, and the other negative is these sacks, man. These I want to run backwards sacks. We can't do that. I think this is his first and only miss of the film study right here. Okay, we're going to rip this slant off of an RPO, and we put this on the belly of Will Shepherd. Now, I got to thinking about this last night, and this tells you how much I've changed about this guy, all right? Because I'm now into a defensive mode. Jonathan, when we run a slant against man coverage, all right, or against tight cover 3 where the corner's now condensing and he's on the back of the wide receiver, put us in one, I almost wonder nowadays if I'm going to coach my quarterbacks against tight coverage like this on slants, not digs, but slants, all right, where we're running on an angle, not a straight line perpendicular to the quarterback. If I want to put that ball on his body instead of put that ball out in front of him. Reason being, those corners, when they're in trail technique nowadays, they're taught to overhand swipe and swipe at those hands. All right, so what if I throw that body or that ball real tight on and in his body? There's no separation there. He can't break that thing up. So if I've got one of these guys that can really put it wherever they want at all times, maybe I coach these tight window slants to be thrown in on the body as opposed to out in front of the hands where we're having to, really grip it and then pull it in. That's a lot of space and opportunity for really, really good corners to break this play up, okay? Now, I'm going to call it a miss, but a fortuitous miss. It's where we want to be, right? I'm contemplating maybe turning this into a coaching point. Look at that left hand. If that ball's out in front of him, that's PBU City. You know what I mean? But since we throw it hard and in on his body, I think we got an opportunity to really body catch this and keep it away from that defender. One of those things where I don't learn about the football player there, but I learn about what I would be as a coach while watching the football player. Come on. Come on, man. Come on, man. I love when I see, this is what I'm talking about, down-to-down discipline. This has been a display of down-to-down discipline quarterback play, apart from the terrible sacks, all right? But this is what I'm talking about when I say maximize what the coordinator's trying to do. Trying to get into a Fox screen right here. We got trips bunched down to the bottom in a condensed formation, meaning everybody is inside that left hash. Now, as the ball snaps, we're going to fake the bubble right here, and then we're going to leak Will Shepherd down the sideline. Now, this is going to take some time. So if we get a free rusher, we're probably just going to get hit in the mouth, and that's okay. But we got to get the ball out, all right, and give our guy an opportunity to have a chance to win. Look, hey, we got pressure in our face. We have now kind of floated back, all right, off of our heels. But our option's there. We're going to get there, okay? We just have to throw it a little bit earlier because we got pressure in our face now and throw it with some touch. And I do think we altered our throwing motion there to avoid the rush. He dropped it, but I left it on the film cut because the quarterback did his job. Again, man, we got mesh. We got mesh right here. They're blitzing the damn house. They are sending everything. All right, now, we know that this drag's going to run to grass. But we're going to get hit, and we got to hold the ball long enough for him to get through all of the wash to get the ball out of his hands. Watch this right here, okay? We're going to take the shot, and we're going to put it right in front of our wide receiver again, and he's going to go make a play. Now, this seems really, really boring. We watched Cam Ward take a sack on the same exact play yesterday, Jonathan. I'm a general manager making the biggest decision of my life. That's what I'm doing. I might take the consistent one. I might take the one I know that, okay, he might be limited. I might just have to protect him. But I'm not going to have to worry about him making some catastrophic decision once or twice a game. I don't think. I think he's fun enough for me, Jonathan. I think he does fun enough stuff for me like this right here. Watch this from the tight. Watch him get this ball sideways, all right, and around that number 45 right here. Watch this. He's fun enough. I don't need all the fun stuff. I need down-to-down discipline and your ability to create when we get into the red zone or when we need you to do so. See what I mean when I say he can manipulate it when he needs to? Mm-hmm. And he's still got life right there, man. He still gets to the edge of it, cuts it well, gets a touchdown. It's another sack right here. Now I'm trying to decide, do we have a winner anywhere in here? Do we have an opportunity to get rid of the football on 1st and 10? I gave you credit for go ahead and hitting in this one right now early. Maybe we should go ahead and say that we should just know our offensive line stinks and we need to get the ball out. I don't necessarily love that thought process, right? Sometimes we do got to trust our guys to win. My question is, what are the concepts right here from Coach? What do we got going on? We got a post, seemingly a trail. We got two guys in the same spot here. We got all four weapons on the right hash. And our check down over on the sideline getting covered up. All right, we're at the top of our drop. Pocket has collapsed. Jonathan, where should the football go right about now? In our pocket, right? In our pocket. We probably should just take this sack. Uh-oh, ripped my notes. I do think if you give this guy time, he's ripping the football. I think we got a dig coming back in here from Travis. We're going to wait as long as we can for this thing to clear against this zone coverage. Okay, here comes number 4, actually. He's running in. We're at the top of our drop. Finally, we got one hitch to let this ball out. All right, let's see. One hitch, out. Top of our drop, one hitch, ball out. And guess where it's at, Jonathan? Right where it damn needs to be for number 4 to run after the catch right here. It's a 20-yard throw, 25-yard throw. Like, who? Do we need to have a stronger arm? I don't know. I mean, shit, guys. That ball jumps. Right where it's supposed to be. Guy has an ability to run after the catch. All right, now this is like, bro, you got zero spatial awareness as a scrambler and as a creator. All right, so yeah, we are labeled an officially a pocket passer. All right, because we're out here spinning out when the left tackle's getting beat topside. We don't spin out unless the left tackle's getting beat free immediately. We don't spin out right here when this guy's getting vertically beat up the field. We're gonna spin right into him. And again, bro, that's a 18-yard sack where we tried to flick the ball at the end. Will Levis the shit. We can't do this. This is double negative. This, on Sundays, this right here on 1st and 10 is a drive killer. You might as well bring the damn punter on right now. There are very few opportunities we're converting 2nd and 26. It's an unfortunate down and distance I used there, Jonathan. My bad, buddy. But this was the one where I said, yep, I'm sold, because it's 2nd and 28 right here. Let's see what he does right here, Jonathan. He's right, Bubba. He's right. My God, dude. All right, this ball is ripped from the 25-yard line. All right, we are on the left hash. This ball lands on the 35. For y'all doing math, I think it's a 50-yard throw, 45-yard throw. Ball from the left hash. This is yardage, though. Air yardage. It's got to be well over 60, okay? And look where this ball gets put, boys. Doink. Come on now. 2nd and 28, converted. Pocket collapsing on him, too. Bodies around him, not feeling the sweat. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, the very next play. It's unfortunate. He throws a pick right here. Okay, they're in man coverage. Is Kansas State. They're sending the house. All right, they got 6 guys blitzing. Okay, because there's 5 guys in coverage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They got 6 guys for our 6, and they're going to beat our 6. We're going to flail this football. All right, it's going to get intercepted, but let's watch the tight and you'll see why. All right, we got a guy diving at our shin right here because he got tripped over by his offensive lineman. Watch Sheduer's lower half right here. Watch his feet come out. All right, of course the ball flailed. Now, could the quarterback avoid this? I think so. I don't know how. What's your coaching point here, Jonathan? Dirt it?
Dirt it, or just, again, take the sack, I guess.
Take the helmet square off the shin?
I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
There's not many options.
Yeah, I don't think so either. That's the one interception all day. That's the one, like, wow, we airmailed a football. We taking that interception or the interceptions we've seen from Cam Ward?
That one.
I'm taking that one. We can coach this out from the offensive line. We could get the protection cleared. What I can't hope that we get cleaned up on the other 10 guys on the field is the quarterback scrambling right on a tight end screen. Offensive line's 12 yards downfield, and we try to hit the tight end as he goes vertical. Buddy, if he catches it, like, wow. And then that's 3 plays after scrambling right to start the second half and just going, hey, shit, let's throw it clear across the field for a pick 6 right quick, down 14. Huh? Yeah, let's give him 50 mil. Let's go to play 46. All right. We gave Cam some credit for this. And it's what really frustrates me about Cam Ward. I watched Cam Ward play some downs with like elite football intellect. His eyes are in the right spot. And he's got all the God-given talents as a thrower in the world. And then some plays where he's just like, screw all the mental mechanics of playing this position. I love this right here. He is staring at these hook defenders right here. All right, that's what he's looking at as he goes into his drop. And he sees all these guys, kind of playing and running this way. He sees backs turned. He sees a void right here, and he's throwing on time. The ball's already out as Travis comes into his break right here. This is what we call anticipatory throwing. We got a guy into his break. We have zone defenders that making it look as it might be a tight window. We're already into our back foot right now. Back foot has struck, and we're ready to rip this football. Again, man, like, how much harder can you throw this ball? Can you throw it 2 or 3 miles an hour harder? Probably. Does it need to be any harder? Probably not, as long as we're playing on time. Damn, Will Shepherd's a little bit of a body catcher, isn't he? But just as much as the turnovers would scare me, this shit would scare me. We're going to run right. I mean, but we ain't got no business rolling out like this, Bubba. We ain't got no business. None. Right now, check it out. Check it out right now. Now, it's 2nd and 10. Okay, 2nd and 10 right here. This is down the distance, all right? So just go ahead, please. Just check the ball down right now. Quit floating and rolling and doing all this shit, man. It doesn't work. It doesn't work in college. It's damn sure not going to work in the NFL. Yuck. Yuck. Ugh, it looks so nappy. Non-athletic, my friend. All right, it's 3rd and 13 right here. They're down 10, okay? Now, I don't mind this, okay? 3rd and 13, they're down 10. I talked about it, playing down-to-down discipline, 20 to 35 snaps a game, 10 to 12. You're really going to have to push it. 3 of it, you might have to play outside of your gourd, all right? This is one of those. It's 3rd and 13. Hey, man, we got to fucking go. We can't do anything but drive the ball right here. We got to go pick up this first down, all right? And we're going to have to hold this football as long as possible, I believe, for this route to start breaking inward, all right, from, I think that's Travis right there, or Will Shepherd again, and we're going to get a PI because of it. Honestly, I think the ball's in a tremendous spot considering how we threw this and where we threw this. Okay? Off our right foot, it did sail on us a little bit. Sailed on us a little bit. No fear about getting hit, by the way. None. Tough ass dude. The fact that he came back from that hit against Kansas was nuts. I think he's competitive. All right. We just saw a competitive rep, right? We saw a really competitive rep on 3rd and 13, drawing the pass interference. But I don't think he's dangerous with the football. This is another prime example of checking the ball down, all right, and playing, a really smart brand of football, even on 3rd and 7 right here, okay? Everybody's bailing. Bail, 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 bail. Everybody's out. Check the ball down. Let's go. Let's try to pick up a first down. Even if we don't, we're down 10, okay? We can play on 4th down right here. I think they end up in a 4th and 4, and this might be... Yeah, this is a big-time play here as well. They run mesh Z spot. He doesn't like it. Or they actually run mesh, and the spot actually ends up over here. So they're running mesh with these two, and then we have a spot right here from number 10 who he hits late. I think he's expecting man coverage, gets zone coverage, holds the football just a little bit, all right, and then rips it. This was the play I was telling you about a little bit earlier. They're in a situation here where they've got to score. Again, I think they're down 10 with like 6 minutes left in the football game right here. They've really got to score and drive the football and play quickly because Kansas State can run the ball, all that good stuff. They're milking the clock on these guys. So they've got to almost be in 2 minutes the whole time because they're limited in possessions right here. Watch him hold this football long enough to allow the space to be created, get the ball out of his hands, and watch the lick that he takes right here, Jonathan. It's a big shot from number 32. Watch him pop right back up, okay? Run to the line of scrimmage, get the call. Now, you know who his mentor is, don't you? You don't. All right, so yeah, you know why? Under Armour guys. Deion was a big Under Armour athlete. Tom Brady, big Under Armour athlete. Tom and Sheduer have been connected for a very, very long time. This type of, my mind's always under the next play, that's the type of stuff that 12 had. I'm not saying he's this, okay, I'm not. But I'm just saying this guy thinks about football, watches football, talks football at the level that you're supposed to be great at it. Does that make sense? And it's on display with plays like this because we know the situation. We don't need to be sitting here milking a roughing the passer call, buddy. We need to get our ass up off the ground, go get the call, and the next play we got to roll. The ball placement on the runners is insane, Jonathan. Insane. We're going to put it on your face mask almost every single time. I really do think that if we can get this guy into a play action, deep over offense, basically anything the Shanahan tree's running, I really do think we're going to have a successful offense if we have weapons that can make plays after the catch, right? Because he's going to do this to you. We don't necessarily need to design a bunch of vertical concepts, even though we've seen some vertical, accuracy, and we've seen him able to drive the ball down the field. But I don't need to be a deep play action post football team. I need to be a deep play action, deep over football team because he's excellent at throwing what we call around here runners. All right, he's a great runner thrower. I love everything about him apart from the massive sacks. I really do. Because this is tough as shit, man. He realizes he's got a free hitter. All right. Our hot on this is the backside slant. We got a little screen working over here at the top. But if we get zero blitz, which is what we get right here, we've got to get the ball out of our hands right now to the slant. It's a tough football player, Jonathan. It's a tough dude. All right. He is going to compete. He's going to compete down to down. Another one of those on a slant where we don't want to put it on his face, do we? Kind of want to put that on his body. By the way, I'm not cherry picking here. We've watched everything but wide receiver screens today. All right? We're not cherry picking the good clips. We're looking at everything. This is the last play we got, right? Oh, no. It's 59. I said, get this dude into a yak offense. We even kind of stop him right here, Jonathan, to let him turn back in. We don't throw this at his face to run out to the sideline, do we? We don't throw this out here. We throw this kind of right here to let him stop, turn around, and get his butt back into the end zone. Yes, sir. Now, play 61 just says draft him at this point. Yeah, buddy. Okay, this is his primary concept. His primary concept's this speed out right here. He checks off of it because it's covered up pretty well. And then at that point, he knows, all right, I'm going to have to hold the football to work this backside dig. And he takes a kill shot. Now, this ball is dropped, but I don't know how much of a better spot we could possibly put it in. All right, first of all, covered as covered can be. All right, if we're going to throw this football, we got to throw it in the one spot our guy can catch it. And we got to throw it early because we're getting beat over here. This is an absolute kill shot from this defensive end. And I don't know how much better we can put the ball. You know what I mean? Maybe 45 is a dude. All right, now I want your opinions, Jonathan. okay, if you were a fan of the Tennessee Titans watching what we just did the last 2 days on this network, what would your overall impressions be?
I'm taking Sheduer before I take Cam.
You just watched Will Levis for 2 years, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just watched an uber talented football player not play the position with the down-to-down discipline that is required to be great. I do think this has physical limitations. I certainly do. I do think there are some bad sacks taken because we maybe trust our physical attributes a little bit more than they're actually presented. I think there's a self-awareness level that needs to happen for him. But I do think there's going to be growth there. I also think this dude competes his balls off. I'm not saying that Cam doesn't, but I think this is a tough football player that had no business throwing for what he did at Colorado based off what we just watched from that offensive line. All right, he maximized everything that was and maximized some of the negatives trying to do so. All right, appreciate you guys for being here, man. I had a great time doing this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit that thumbs up button. Love you. We'll see you next time.